this video, I'm going to be comparing 3 different golf watches. So the first is going to be the GolfBuddy WTX, the second is going to be the Garmin Approach S40, and the third is going to be the Garmin Approach S60. And we're going to be talking about which one is going to be best. So what we're going to be covering in this video are what the WTX does, the Garmin S40 added features, the Garmin S60 added features, which one's going to be best for you, and also the best place to pick them up. So I will just mention our gear giveaway. If you want to enter in, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment giveaway down below. Do those 3 things, you're going to be automatically entered. Okay, so let's start with the GolfBuddy WTX. And this is a fairly inexpensive golf watch that doesn't offer the most advanced features, but it does have all the basics and is fairly lightweight and compact. It comes loaded with around 40,000 courses from around the world, and it's going to show you the distance to different hazards, as well as the front, middle, and back of the green. It also has some additional features that most kind of cheaper watches don't have, such as like dynamic green view and also pin placement. The dynamic green view is basically going to kind of adjust the green and turn the green based on where you are. So it's not just in a fixed location. It'll actually adjust to, if you are on the left of the green, it'll actually adjust and give you the kind of shape that you're actually looking at and not some fixed green. And also pin placement lets you kind of pick where the pin actually is, and it's not just a fixed location as well. So that's pretty cool. Let's cover the pros and cons of the WTX. So pros, so it's just as accurate as any when it comes to distances. It's quite a bit more comfortable than the other kind of cheaper golf watches out there. It's a pretty nice looking watch in my opinion. It's also good for wearing off the course as well. Cons, it's not the easiest watch to read in direct sunlight and also use. The icons are quite small on it, so if you do have poor eyesight, it's probably not going to be a good option for you. The GPS seemed to glitch quite often and need to be reset, and then kind of you'd have to start things up again, so that's kind of a pain. And then the battery life wasn't the best. It was around 7 hours, so if you were pretty fast, you could get through 2 full rounds. Otherwise, you had to charge it after every round, which was a little bit of an inconvenience. So those are kind of the pros and cons of the WTX. Alright, so let's jump over to the Garmin Approach S40, and this is a more expensive and more advanced version compared to the previous GolfBuddy. It comes loaded with over 41,000 courses from around the world, and it's going to show you the distance to hazards, doglegs, at any point on the green. So it's not just the front, center, and back. You can actually select any point and it'll tell you the distance. One of the better features the S40 has that the WTX doesn't is the app it comes with, and that's going to basically keep track of all your shots and show you where your common misses are. So like percent of fairways missed to the left, percent of fairways missed to the right, and also percent of fairways hit. Because if you know that you're always hitting it to, or you're missing the fairway to the left, you can actually go to the range and you have a concrete thing to work on, and not just there whacking balls, right? You actually have something you can work on and improve to improve your game. So that's pretty cool. Pros, this is one of the better looking and more comfortable watches on the market. The battery is going to last around 3 full rounds, which is definitely better than most. And then it comes with some activity and sleep tracking as well. Okay, so cons, it's a fairly expensive golf watch. It doesn't have as many fitness tracking features as others, so like heart rate monitor and kind of some more advanced fitness tracking. It doesn't have the plays like touch targeting or pinpointer feature. It would be nice if it does, but most kind of inexpensive or middle of the range golf watches don't have those. But if you do want those features, then let's jump over to the Garmin Approach S60. So this is one of the more advanced golf watches on the market, and it is also one of the more expensive. It has pretty much all of the same features as the X40, except the quick release band. So the S40 actually has a quick release band, so you can swap bands, that kind of thing. This one you can swap them, but they aren't quick release, so you actually have to unscrew them. So you can do it, it's just a little bit more of an inconvenience. But it also has additional features such as fitness tracking, like heart rate, that kind of thing. It has plays like, touch targeting, and also pinpointer feature. So plays like is basically going to give you, it's going to take into account elevation and give you a plays like distance. So if you're shooting 150 yards but it's uphill, it'll be like it plays 160 or it plays 170 yards, so you can club up. Touch targeting is going to give you pretty much the distance to any point on the entire hole. So you can see in the picture there, you can see the the entire fairway and the green. So you can pretty much just press any point and it'll tell you the distance to that. And the pinpointer feature is going to basically, if you can't see the green from where you are, it'll give you a better idea on where exactly it is and the distance to it. So that's an important feature as well. But it also comes with like a swing tempo and also tempo training, which can be pretty useful for some people. Those are kind of the main differences between the three watches. Okay, so this one definitely has the most features. Pros, it's extremely useful being able to see the distance to any point on the course. The previous one were just pretty much the distance to the green. It has the most golf features out of any watch, and then it also has some non-golf features for other sports as well. It has like fitness tracking and stuff for if you're running, swimming, cycling, that kind of thing. So if you are going to be using it for other things, it could be a great option for you. Cons, it's one of the more expensive golf-specific watches on the market. There are more advanced, like Garmin Fenix 5, the Forerunner, that kind of thing. They're going to be more expensive, but they aren't golf-specific watches and they aren't quite as good in my opinion. It doesn't have quick release bands, but you can still change them though. Frequently asked questions, do they also track putting? They actually don't track putting and they aren't the best for chipping either. That's pretty much the case with most golf watches. Do you need a smartphone to work the GPS? No, they're a standalone device, so you don't need to connect it to a smartphone. Are my courses on the watch? So I've used the Garmin watches across North America and also Asia, and about 80% of the courses were on it. So about 80% of the actual full-size courses in my area, there were some par 68s, par 69s that weren't on it, but pretty much all of the full-size courses were. Okay, so which one would I recommend, and are they worth picking up even? But overall, all three are decent devices, and we'd highly recommend you have some sort of yardage finder and on the course, whether it's a watch, whether it's a handheld or a laser rangefinder. They're just gonna be really, really useful to figure out the distance to the different points on the green, or also how far you actually hit each shot and each club, that kind of thing. Before I got something like this, I didn't really know for sure, and I was kind of guessing, and then I was always hitting it way too long and way too short. So knowing that was definitely a big help. In our opinion, the S40 and the S60 are the two we'd recommend, since they work quite a bit better than the GolfBuddy. If you're tighter on a budget, we would recommend the S40. If you want the most features possible, we would recommend the Garmin S60. But if you would like to see more images or reviews of any of the mentioned products, or you want to get any of them for the lowest price available, click the link in the description down below. At the time of the video, that was the best place I could find it, so you can go ahead and check out the current price if you want. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.